Shout out to, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious time with me. And, because you only have so much. You know what I mean? You only have so much time. Thank you for sharing your precious time with me. 95,300. If you're in the trading group, I made this crazy scalp long. I was in the trade for 10 minutes. I made a little under $500. We're going to show you how I did it. We talk about 400 in 4 minutes. What's going on here? There we go. Tighten up on the mic. Mic gets loose. What is it? The earth. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. And let's break down BTC. First thing I was going to do, before I do the lemon water, I have this ginger drink. This is ginger. I take ginger shots, because ginger really cleans out your system. Ginger and turmeric regularly get rid of parasites, help push out a lot out of your body. So look, this is, ginger's tough, right? So I'm going to take a shot of ginger for you guys right now. It's not going to be easy. It's going to burn. I don't even know if I can do the whole shot, but I'm going to do it for you, and then we're going to get into the show. Let's break it down. A shot of ginger. You want to see it live, right? You want to see the shot of ginger. Oh, ginger, man. Now that one ain't too bad. They did a light one. Okay. Could be worse. Shout out to everybody here. 95,500 for Bitcoin. Are we going down the tubes? Or do we hang out? And it's just like, and we've been sitting here for days. Let me talk about the trade I executed today in the trading group. I gave it to everybody in the group. I don't know how I did it, but I did. I basically got in right before the pump, and I sold right before the dump. Thank you, sweetheart. You are so beautiful. I love you, you sweetie pie. You're so cute. Man, I love my kids. My kids are the best. Shout out to God for giving me those beautiful kids. Dear Lord, thank you for everything you've given me in this life. What a beautiful life you've given me, my beautiful kids. All three of them healthy. My wife is healthy. I am healthy. God, oh my gosh. My two sisters are healthy. Everyone that's very close to me is in a good space. Today is a blessing. I don't care what my portfolio is. I don't care how much money I have. Today is a blessing. I'm alive and well, baby. I'm alive and well. And I have the opportunity to see what could be coming ahead of me. And that's the key. And I believe that I am the opportunity. I believe that the world will show me a way. And I will find opportunity. My dad always said, Sam, you're going to find a way, some way, somehow. I have so much faith in you, Sam. He used to say to me on the phone when I was in my 20s, I'd call my dad a little bewildered, lost. I remember one of my biggest losses. I lost 15 grand when I was worth $40,000 in the stock market. I called my dad and had to admit it. I wanted to tell him that I'd lost the money because I figured somebody had to know. You know what I mean? I didn't want to. When you lose money, it's kind of this icky feeling. Whoever here has lost a lot of money, anybody? There's an icky feeling to it. And I'll be honest, it feels better when you tell somebody. You keep it to yourself because you don't want anyone to know how much you lost. It's all, you don't want anyone to know. Right? And I almost thought I wasn't live for a second. And I was like, wait, my team, we didn't know I was live. I was like, did I do it again? I've hit the record button next to the live button. And it starts recording. Kind of looks like the live button. And then you start talking. I've talked for 10 minutes before and I wasn't even live. Can you believe that? Absolute insanity. It's happened though. It has happened. Shout out to my beautiful people. I love you all. Today is I'm blessed today. I made about $500 in under 10 minutes. I'm going to show you how I did it. And if you were able to do that every day, wouldn't that be pretty cool? Regardless of what cryptocurrency is doing, regardless of the market, imagine if you could pull $500 out of the market in under 10 minutes. People that can do that have a skill. The skill is amazing. Let me show you. And it doesn't always happen like that. I could have easily lost as well. All right. And how did I know when to sell? Because I'm not greedy. I'm going to teach you how I made the trade right now. I'm going to show you what you would have gotten in the trading group. And we're going to go over Bitcoin and have some fun. Okay. So first off, right when I wake up, number one, I'm helping you throughout the night, teaching you about, the market's down, but we can still work on our brain. We can work on ourselves. We can read books together. We're going to start reading books together in the trading group. They're going to change your mind. I know. You're like, but this is a trading group. I know. But once you get rich, you're going to have the best mind on earth to be able to stay rich and keep all the negative things away from you. When you start getting wealthy, when you start attracting positive energy at a high rate, there will, negative energy will be coming at you. You will have to repel it. You have to keep a process that will keep you in good standing with yourself. Anyway, we'll get into all that later on. Let's talk about Bitcoin. This is like crucial right now. So we were looking like we could have been in this diamond still, getting tight. And, you could see last night that we did get a bit of a drop. And then we did get the drop with the bearish retest. I went over that. right? And so this morning I put out a video update at 8:09. And what I did is I said, you know, I like where we're at on the 15. I said, there's a flag here. I said, I'm going to project on the 15-minute and watch it. And I told you exactly what I was doing. If you watch the video update, it explained exactly how I was going to execute the trade and why. And then here's my tentative next trade setup. This is not a trade entry. I'm projecting, and we'll wait to see which projection fills out, right? So I had this kind of like this. Now, if 2 or 3 candles go sideways right in half an hour, then I got a bit of a what's called a consolidation, and a consolidation has more likelihood of a break to the upside. So I wait for consolidation. When the 21 gets close to price or touches it, I know there could be a pump too as well. Now, 10 minutes later, let me show you kind of how this looks. So let's take you through the trade. Let's go back in time using this replay tool, which is really awesome. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, this is my strategy. My strategy is to trade flags, okay, when we're above the 200 MA and the 21 moving average is coming up into price action. Why? I don't know why, but I've studied this for years, and what I've seen, and I learned this on the 1 minute, but it happens on almost every time frame if you can find it. What I've learned is we usually get a bit of a short squeeze. Now, we don't always hit the target, but we do get some type of movement. Now, I also know if this can go sideways and catch up to the 21, then there's a really good likelihood. And if that, this is what I was really looking for, to be honest. This is what I was looking for this morning. All right, that's what I wanted to see, but I figured it would take an hour. So about 5 minutes later, that's crazy. Let me. It's so insane, right? When you see that, the fact that I did not get wrecked, and we're dumping hard right now, and we're going to get into that right as well. But I just want to show you what I saw here. If I can get one candle. So that candle, boom, right? I saw this green candle, and because we rode so nicely on the 200 MA, I opened the trade right here. You see? And so I'm watching it, and when I saw that, I said right here, I said, high risk, I entered the long on Bitcoin, 400 for 1,200. So like, if they hit me here, I was going to lose $400, but if they got up here, I was going to make 1,200. So even somewhere in the middle, I'd make about $600. If I got 1/3 of the trade, I'd make about $400 to $500. And so that's what I was looking for. And what I also like to do is I like to trade in between. See, this is the smooth moving average, and this is the 200 simple moving average. Okay. And I like when we're in between both with the 21 curving. I saw this little curve in the Stokes too that told me there could be a move. So I had this feeling like there was going to be, and I can't explain why or how, right? And so, yeah, lo and behold, and then I switched to the smaller time frames because that's how I execute the trade. And I just sat there and kept moving the stop loss up on the 1 minute, and we would rip. And it was pretty awesome to see on the 1 minute. Boom, 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 boom. I think we went to a high of 96,750, right? So I'm moving my stop, moving my stop, moving my stop, moving my stop. Then they raise right up. I might have looked away for a second. That happens in seconds. And so let me show you how the trade. So like, I'm like, oh, I'm awesome. I can't believe this, right? I was in the trade for 10 minutes. And then bang, 472 $2, 10%. Look, close long. Make sure you always see these influencers, people posting, but there's no close. You know, anyone can post a gain. Did they actually close the trade? You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to see that the trade, like, we got in at 96,299, we got out at 96,670. Again, nothing to write home about. It's just a quick 470. The point is, you could use this strategy over and over again with a larger amount, smaller amount. It depends. You know, the education I'm giving you can be given. You can use this for days. So, and you can trade this on any asset in the world. Gold, silver, Forex, you can execute. And look, I didn't have to be in the market long. I woke up at 8 a.m. You know, I woke up at 7:15, 7:30. I did my update. I went over the market, right? I drove my daughter to school. You see what I'm saying? Like, I did what I had to do. I made as much as a lot of people made that go to work today. And I'm not even done with my trading day. We could still continue here to the upside. It's not over yet for Bitcoin. Let's kind of do our big analysis now and see what happens. So then look what happened too. If you know how to read your charts, and I'm telling you, the 1 minute is amazing. So about 4 years ago, I used to teach what's called leverage boot camp, 1 minute. And I have this strategy that I learned how to trade the 1 minute on. And it was for only trading the 1 minute, really. No other time frame. Now, I've changed that strategy. We don't do it like that anymore. But the whole point of what I'm saying this is, I used to watch the 1 minute all day for literally like a 4-week period. And that stayed with me for the rest of my life. Like, and you know what I learned about that? And this is a key thing that I learned. I learned that when there was bearish divergence on the 1 minute time frame, okay, it likely many times was the high of the middle of the day or the high of the day. We didn't go much higher than that moment. Pretty interesting, okay? And so, yes, I know it's the smallest time frame in the game and people tell you it's noise. But look, I tell you to get in when we raise above the 200 MA on the 1 minute. If you had done that this morning, if you just trade one time frame and one indicator, the 1 hour 200, you would have been crushing the markets. You would have longed this right here and made massive gains. You could have shorted this. You could have longed this. You could have shorted this. You could have longed today and been up huge. And then you could have shorted right there and been up, you know. Again, it takes a lot of discipline. And it's not easy to go in and out. I like to just take my big gains and then go from there. Like I might take that one, you know, that one. So I'm trading light and I'm trading what I see. I'm trading what the markets are giving me. Like, I don't care what Bitcoin does. They could dump it down to 60K. They could pump it up to 120K. This is going to happen for me. I can take money out of the market. I need volatility. The weekends are tough, low volume, right? I need movement. Like I need there to be people around, right? So this is good. We have volatility today. You know, see how fast the price action went? I mean, you can't complain. Everyone moans, you know, a lot of people just got wrecked right now because they don't have a strategy. They don't know what's going on. They don't know how to trade this market. They emotionally went in right here because they saw green candles. And then it started to, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, right? Stop losses got hit, wrecked, rocked. I know when you lose the 200 MA in the 1 minute time frame and you're in a gap in the VRVP, you're likely to head to that high volume node. And if you lose that, you got to think you're going to this one. And so you got to learn how to trade the VRVP in conjunction with price action and the moving averages. It's not just one thing. See, what will happen is your subconscious mind will start piecing it all together. They call it your RAS, right? Your reticular activation system, if I'm correct, right? Everybody has the RAS. Reticular. Is it assisted? Is assisted? Yeah, your RAS, right? And that's your subconscious mind. You know, your reticular activating system. All right. So let me discuss this for you. And I'm always trying to help you. Now, people that know how to change their reality, they understand this. So the reticular activating system is a network of neurons located in the brain that plays a fundamental role in regulating arousal, sleep-awake transitions. It enhances attentive states of cortex and facilities, conscious perception of sensory stimuli, projecting the thalamus, and then diffuses to the cerebral cortex. It's composed of several neural circuits. The point is, it's involved in attention, arousal, modulation of muscle tone, and the ability to focus. All right. Now, you want to hone in on your RAS. You want to start using it to the best of your abilities. How you do that, look, it can result in 3 problems. You know what? Anyway, how do you manage your RAS? People don't even know about it. Well, it's through subconscious mind healing. Your subconscious mind's been hijacked. It's about getting into nature. It's about taking daily meditation. You have to take time for yourself. You must be surrounded by trees at least once or twice a week. There's got to be a time where you find nature. Whether you're walking on the beach. This is so important for traders. Look at these markets that we go through. So anyway, I wanted to show you these ideas. And so and this is all connected. So what's happening is as you keep watching price action, you're going to activate your RAS, and your RAS is going to start picking up on this stuff. You see? But what happens is for about 5 years, you will see this, but you won't know you know it because I don't understand. There's like a disconnect between the conscious reality and the subconscious. But by year 6 or 7, maybe even year 8, what will happen, and what happened to me, is your subconscious mind will blend with your conscious mind. And eventually you will see things you never thought, and you'll be able to act in a way you've never thought. Your mind will have changed. Your mind will have completely changed. Anyway, let's break down what I see happening to Bitcoin right now as we hit a major resistance. We lost the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame. And now it again looks somewhat more like a bear flag than anything else here. That may want to continue further to the downside. It actually has a pretty nasty, that's the whole leg is the measured move. This short looks like it may be in order for a move to the downside, just like we did yesterday. Though, remember we hit the short. It was a sideways price action. That would take us to 94,300 out the bear flag. I mean, you're below the 200. You hit rejection of the 50 right there. Move the 50 on the 1 minute. You're touching the 21. You flip this upside down. I guess I'd have to put it more like this. But I mean, it does look more bearish to me than bullish. Like, let's long that rising wedge. Some, you know, I can see that go either way. I can't stun that. You touch the Alt button and it will like slide it. But look, we're going to go back. We're upside down right now. That looks bearish to me. We may getting a move further to the downside. So we'll keep that on ice. That'll take Sol to 150. As Sol's booming down, I called Sol to 168 last night. It's at 165. The fiasco kind of is, you know, it's so crazy, man. There's so much dark side to crypto lately. And, you know, the FUD, but when the FUD comes in this strong, it usually means you're usually pretty close to a bottom, or, I mean, I guess the beginning of the end, right? I'm open. I told everybody I'm open-minded to believe we could be beginning a black swan event, a bear market. Anything could happen. If you don't, everyone thinks that it can only be one way. It has to be this or has to be that. Man, I'm always under the impression that anything could happen in this crypto market. And that's why when I see things that are, you know, anything can happen type of things, and I'm just not shocked anymore. So what my mind attempts to do is see things that nobody else can see. And look at this now. I mean, I didn't see this before, but this is a bit of a neckline. This could be a shoulder. This could be a head, and that could be a little mini right shoulder there. And I hate to do this to everybody, but that, look, I mean, and then we would slump right down to 81,000, right to the 200 MA there, and boom. And it would just, I mean, all coins would be decimated. They would go into a bear market. It would be done for them. They'd be cooked. This could happen, my friends. This could happen. We do seem to have support here in this box, right? For whatever reason, we've tested these liquidation lows. You would think if we could test this low one more time on a wick. Some say no, we're in a falling wedge that will break to the upside. And that's what I've been looking at. Today is the first day because, you know, now we've made this kind of right shoulder. Before, look, today's the first day I've looked at this and saw a possible head and shoulder pattern. I've never seen this before. I've never done this on the channel yet because I haven't seen it yet. It didn't dawn on me. You know, I share everything that I see to you guys. Exactly. So, shoulder, head, right shoulder, that could move us further down to about 81,500 for Bitcoin. And if you're not ready for 81K, I don't know what to say. And look, I mean, the way that the daily's looking, it's possible. So we'll keep this on ice, but that, you know, that is what it is, right? I'm buying, what am I doing? I'm buying Bitcoin here and trading BTC lever. That's what I'm doing. I'm making, you know, I go for 500 to 2,000 a day. That's what I attempt to make. Doesn't mean I make it every day. Doesn't mean I win every day. But that's my goal is 500 to, you know, today I'm at 470. I basically hit my goal. I could stop for the day and be pretty happy with it. And if I keep doing that every day, building my confidence, building my strength, building my mental clarity, and then I keep buying BTC. All right. And yeah, I took a real unrealized gain on some alts, and maybe some will be forever. And then I got to think whether I want to just kind of pull. When am I done? When do I want to actually just finally pull out? You know, like Solana. Like, do I take my 60 grand now and walk away, or do I let it slump down to 50, 30, or go all the way to break even? Or am I panic selling here and we bounce? I mean, this is a tough time for any trader. You have to ask yourself this question every single day. You know, usually you have to ask it for a couple days, and then eventually they break us out, and you're like, oh man, that was tough. Like here, I had to ask myself that a couple times. We wicked, and then we were gone. Same thing here. Same thing here. This time, and here it is, right? These crucial times for Bitcoin. Are we going to dump all the way down to 65,000 and slump to a bear market, black swan event? Or do we boom up on this higher low of the daily and capture a new higher high for Bitcoin? Only time will tell. Here on the channel every single day, we will find out. We will trade it. We will do it. We will make sure we can find some gains out of this market. If there are some gains, we will squeeze them out of this orange. If there's something to be had, we will get it. I'm telling you, I showed you how I did it this morning on a tiny move, but I executed a model that I've been trading for a long time. And, you could call it luck. You could say, oh, yeah, but it's something that I do consistently, and that's why I was able to show you the win today. Another thing that I'm not a fan of, whenever moving averages get very, very tight and the 200 lags like this, a lot of times, look, this is whenever I've double bottomed and we have tight moving average, we pump right up to the 200 MA. You've all seen this as traders in my trading group. If you've been in my group for more than, 7-8 months to almost 2 years, but specifically for 2 years, then you've seen these tight moving averages pump up in a bear market. This is how altcoins revisit a bear market. I mean, that's a double top. In front, we'll look back on this and everyone will be like, oh, that was the beginning of the bear market. We double topped and everyone will be like, but nobody said it. Everyone said we were going to go up, but I said it was a double top for weeks. I did say, hey, you never know. So what am I doing? What is the key? Here's the deal. I put what I was willing to lose into altcoins. So if they go to zero, okay. And I could still recoup some losses and take some change back if I feel the need. And I can restart again if I want to, right? So boom, that's altcoins. It is what it is, right? Decimated up or down. I decide what I want to hold, what I don't, and I move on from there. All right. That it is what it is. Thank God I made more money in this Bitcoin run off Bitcoin than I did on the loss on altcoins. So I am not down overall, right? So good. So I can use those losses actually to offset any gains that I may make. So I actually look at it as a positive right there. So bang, again, it stinks. I wanted to turn at least 500 grand into 5 mil, not into 300 grand. But still, there are a lot of coins that I'm still up in despite where we're at to this day because we bought them so low. Right? We bought Solana lower than these prices. So, and we bought many coins. Caspa, we bought many coins way lower than the prices where we're at now. And so I'm still up. What do I do? So that takes care of the altcoin idea for me. In my mind, I'm like, well, I'm going to hold the ones that matter. And I'm probably going to consolidate out of some trash. And that's it. And I'm going to do that every couple of days for the next week and go from there. I'm not going to really panic sell anything. And then my plan is to create a new range for Bitcoin in my mind of opportunities. So now in my mind, I'm like, okay, what's the opportunity? Well, the opportunity is I'm never going to stop doing what I do, grinding, hustling. I own real estate. I take in rents, right? There's going to be capital coming in no matter what I do because I've created good businesses around me. And I don't take days off 7 days a week. And I know if I keep working 7 days a week, that the energy is going to flow. And so I'm going to keep hustling, keep grinding, and I'm not going to stop. If you have that same mentality, you're going to be in a good spot no matter what. All right. And I'm giving you my plan because a lot of people are sitting ducks. You're like, oh yeah, I'm watching you, but what the heck is your plan? No one else has a plan. I got a plan. So here's my plan. Check it. So my new range for Bitcoin is this. So I see a big gap in the VRVP. And I have to be ready for this double top to take a move. The algorithmic measured move of the double top would take it from that wick to wick, and that wick would be the level. And yeah, it lines perfectly up with the next spot at about 68,500. So it tells me, hey, I need to start stacking capital. All right. And maybe allocating, and I need to get ready for a nasty dump for Bitcoin, possibly. Maybe a black swan event, maybe something big that could happen, a catalyst, right? This doesn't mean this is going to happen, but I'm going to be ready. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting limit orders, 5,000, 10,000, right, in these areas. And what I'm doing now is I'm starting to open up the piggy bank again. See, up here, I wasn't buying Bitcoin, even here and here. The crypto fear and greed index just was too high for me to be buying. We were way too up in here, and I'm like, I would nibble 500, 300, but it was kind of sad. It was over. My big buys were done. I can't buy when Bitcoin's, high in fear, high in greed. I can buy when Bitcoin gets into the fear. And it looks like we're headed back into fear. There could be a major move here to the downside that people aren't, I guess people are starting to expect it somewhat. Nice that we held the game. So here's the deal. I know what I'm doing with my altcoins, and I'm okay with it. All right. I'm going to hold the ones that and go down with the ship. So if this happens, I'm going to go down with the ship with certain altcoins. I'm going to probably panic sell a bunch of the trash. And I'm going to slowly, as Bitcoin kind of goes up and down here, I'm going to slowly panic sell trash now before it gets worse and allocate into good projects. And then boom. So that takes care. So in altcoins, and then I didn't put what I was willing to lose. Even if it all went to zero, I'd be fine. But I'm gonna still work with what I got and keep a few bags alive. So I check with altcoins in my mind. And everybody's in the same position all around the world. This doesn't matter who you are. If you believed in the bull market, you had to believe in your positions. So there's going to be unrealized gains no matter what. Nobody's perfect. All right. Now, if we start to dump here for Bitcoin, I'm going to be allocating into BTC. And I already know that. And I already started buying here. Everyone knows this. I've already started buying since this liquidation, the biggest liquidation in the history of Bitcoin. Of course, I started buying BTC near those lows. So I never sold my soul. No, I did not sell my soul. No. Yeah. So this could go further to the downside, right? Oh, sorry. Let me get that up. Yeah. So I'm starting to allocate spot. And again, this is what made me wealthy is I love Bitcoin and getting Bitcoin when everyone else was in fear. So for me, this would be probably one of the, some good allocation for BTC. And that's how I look at it. So a lot of times we don't get that lucky. Like this would be a blessing for retail. This would be a present and a gift for a lot of people that waited as the ETFs ran the price up. So there's a chance that we never get that price and we don't get that low, right? A lot of times Bitcoin does not give you those prices. Like you have to remember that would be the best case scenario for the entire world and for all of retail, because you would be able to get Bitcoin lower than it is now. And Bitcoin's more popular and people know about it now and understand what's happening in the banking system and all that. So it is a double top M pattern. It still has a measured move down to about 68.9. We could at least come down to the 200 MA on the daily. That's still lingering. It's still lingering. So that's your bearish scenario, friends. All right. And good morning, friends. Hope you're doing well. That's your bearish scenario. All right. To me, that's your most bearish scenario, and I'm ready for it. And I know exactly how to handle it and what to do. So if that happens, we're okay. And when we're there, I'm going to say, hey, I had a plan for this. I talked myself through it. There's no reason to be emotional. We were ready. Now, when it happens, it's a little more shocking than when you think about it. Like when you're back at 68,000, it's like a slap in the face. But it's okay. That's life. That's the world. Nothing's perfect. I never expected this to go swimmingly. It was going to be hard. I want this to be hard. You don't want your story to be easy. No, I waited for it to dump when everyone got in, and then that's a hard story right there. Allocating down here when everyone gets wrecked and then winning. That's a story of a lifetime. Just riding the wave easily to the upside and never having to be in fear. Nobody wants to read that book, man. Nobody wants to read that book. Nobody cares about that book. Nobody wants to hear about the guy that went into battle and never was challenged once. You read books in school, right? You read Hamlet, you read all this stuff. Why? It's about the hero who gets challenged by evil, somehow finds resolve and wins, right? That's why you read a book. You don't want to read the book where it's all good. And I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm telling you the reality of life here. You want this to be hard. You desire this to be hard. Forget want. You desire this to be hard. And you look at me like I'm out of my mind crazy. Yes. Because if it was easy, it wouldn't build much strength, would it? Lifting weights, you should just be able to pick up a weight. Right? Just grab a weight and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, this thing's like paper thin, oh my gosh, right? I could just throw this thing around. I mean, this one's pretty light. It's 15 pounds. But the point is, right? You want to grab a heavy weight because it's not easy, and you grab something that's not easy because it makes you strong. I pray to God for strength. He gave me more problems to make me stronger. Let's keep on that So if we get this nasty dump, if you have to learn to short for the first time, and I'll teach you how to find bear flags below the 200 MAs, and we make this happen, you know what's going to be crazy is we'll go down here if we do, and I'll get testimonials from someone saying they made the most gains they've ever made today, and they learned on this short. Some days I have a bad day of trading, and I'm like, man, I'm in my head, right? And I open up my DMs, or I see, and there's people in the trading group that are like, today was my best day. I made my biggest trade ever. And I smile, and I'm like, man, it's not always about you, Sam. It's about your impact on the world. I say, hey, some days you may struggle, Sam. Some days you may not be perfect, but some days you may make someone else's day perfect. You may make someone else execute at a high level. You may make sure someone else calls their mom and says they love them because they see how you lost your mom. You know what I mean? You may change the world in a way you never thought. Just keep showing up every day, Sam. So no matter how hard this market gets, no matter how down everything looks, I keep showing up every single day because I remember these words and these testimonials that I receive from people. And on my lowest days is someone's biggest day, and then they credit it to me. And I say, hey, it has nothing to do with me. It was you. But, you know, they said, no, but you inspired me, Sam. You helped me change. So shout out to everyone that writes a testimonial to me. You've changed my life by doing that. You have no idea. Some days I might be in my head, I might be going through a lot. And your testimonial brings me to a place of such high gratitude and joy because I realize that it's not about the money. It's about helping you change. And if I can help you change, then I did my job, because people helped me change online. I went to YouTube to listen to Jim Rohn, to find mentors, to go to Joe Dispenza, to rework my subconscious mind. I did all these things, right? And this is part of trading, because if you don't have a strong mind, you can't execute discipline and focus at a high level, and your trades will be nil. Like today, I did what I did without getting liquidated because I'm structured and disciplined. But it's not easy. And it's never going to be easy. All right? And again, there's going to be days where you don't want to put in the work. There's going to be days where it's going to be hard. You've got to keep going no matter what. You got to keep going no matter what. Many people are going to give up right now. This is going to be the toughest mental time in trading for many, many, many individuals. They're not going to learn. Trading has about 5 or 6 of these a year. It comes at you. If you can't handle these, how are you going to be a trader for the next 10 years? These are blips in the radar. I've been through thousands of these. Let's go down to 68,000. Let's do it. You see what I'm saying? It is what it is. Stop living in fear, realize you're the opportunity, and believe that anything is possible. And I'm telling you, that is what the reality will bring you. Let go. Just let go. Let go. You know? Everyone thought they were going to be a millionaire overnight. It took me like 12 to 15 years, man. And girls and guys and girls out there, it's not an overnight process to become a multimillionaire. It just doesn't happen like that. Everyone has this law. Like, the reality is, go research somebody that did it. It takes time, discipline, multiple failures. So more failures than most people can think of. Most successful people have failed more than most people have even tried. I'm telling you, this is the facts of life. I'm giving you facts of life. I'm telling you how it is, whether you want to realize it or not. So let's get into this bigger time frame ideas. Bitcoin sits at 95.5, which is a key area we've been holding for a long time. So I showed you the bear scenario. I told you how I'm going to handle it, and I'm ready for it. So bring it on. Go through the gap of the VRVP, dump us past the biggest liquidation in history. So be it. All right. Now let's just kind of take a look at what's happening. So now it's starting to look like we may not, it almost looks like maybe we're going to come down and make a flag like this, and you're going to see the daily, the weekly dump, maybe for a double bottom now. This is now on my radar because you're starting to lose the trajectory. Like when this trajectory, that's kind of getting a little weird. What I mean by that is whenever I make a flag, like that's a decent flag, once this angle loses the 45-degree angle and you start kind of leveling it off like that, I don't know, it can hang, but to me, I've just seen it, like the angle even tells me it's sketchy. So I almost feel like we've lost the trend line at this point. And I'm willing to believe like this fairy tale of a pattern is starting to kind of, leave my essence here. It's not because I don't know. We could say, okay, a little bit, but I know we're pushing it a little bit at that point. So the weekly, it was green last night. It was looking good. It was looking like, but now look, it's going to basically open below the close. So you desperately need this weekly candle to close above 90, 95, 9, 96K. If you can't close the weekly candle above 96,000 and it closes like this, if the weekly closes just like this, you would have to accept the fact that we're going to take out that wick at least and come to test this weekly support at 93,688, 93.7. We lose that level. I mean, it could be a free fall right there to that joint at 89 and then all the way down to 80,000. And now, we'll go back to that daily 200 MA. So I am leaning more bearish now as Bitcoin starts to kind of leave this trend. And to me, it felt like it broke the bottom trend line today. Like it was above it every time, but now it's playing games. Now it could still wick back inside the pattern. I'll take that, but now the 3-day closed bearish and is attempting another bearish candle. Like it's not playing ball, right? And this double top is pressing on us. And I'm saying, and you have to pick a direction. The people that picked the short, they're still in the short. They've been in the short. I got to give them credit. They've been in the short since January. So to make big money in crypto, what I've learned is you have to have more patience than I've realized. You have to use big money, lower leverage, like 100 grand at 5 to 10x leverage. You get in the short up here, but you're in it for so long. And at any moment, this thing could have ripped back up. And to hold it down here, if you hold it past and you get the move down, that takes guts of steel to not sell the short right now. Because at any moment, it could flip back up. So you have a bunch of people on that side wondering when it's going to rip back on them. And then you have all the longs in their mind thinking, when is this thing going to just rip back up? Or is it going to take us out? And they got so many people on either side of the trade. So it's a sketchy time. The 3-day chart's very oversold. It still suggests you could enter here with a stop below that liquidation wick or maybe even this liquidation wick. There's still a chance you win that trade because it's a falling wedge, and falling wedges break up 68% of the time. So if you just look at the pattern alone, like this is supposed to break up, but it was supposed to break out there, and there, and it just hasn't come to fruition. When a falling wedge breaks down, what does it look like? Well, it will dump the base of this. Like it will take this measured move, and these things will go straight down. And that takes you somewhere at about 86K. So if this thing free falls and it'll be an obliteration liquidation. It'll be another mass liquidation. Again, where are all the people that went long though? Is there really enough liquidations to take us out at this point? The 12 hours the 22 is very oversold, but still has some legs to the downside. And as I told you, when you're below the 200 MA on the 22-hour time frame, I become a bear. There's this last little area here that we've bounced from. There's support at 95.2. You lose that, it's 93.8. You lose that, you got that double bottom at 92,000. 12-hour time frame also oversold below the 200 MA. 8-hour double bottomed off of 95,100. You lose that area, you're dropping fast to 93.5. So 93.5 would be our next area of contention if we decide to lose. You'll see we'll drop right here to about 93.700. Definitely the area that we're looking at. 4-hour looked good. Had a huge candle this morning. Looked, and we were low, pointing up on the Stokes. 4-hour actually had some bullishness. Looked like we may get that move. And it almost said it had taken out the Adam and Eve, but now look at it, that candle had changed so fast. That's an Adam and Eve double top if I've ever seen one. These do really well when they break back up to the upside. This also suggests you're going to see a liquidation down to 91,902 as well. So I got to say, I'm starting to see some bearishness here for Bitcoin. I really, I got to be honest. This morning looked good. I opened up my long. It looked awesome. I saw that we kind of squandered away from the 21. It looked more like a squeeze and I got out, and now I'm sitting here like, And even the bigger time frames like started to, you know, they gave us a little bit of green yesterday. Major resistance right there at the top of that wick too at 98.5. That was that key level, 98.5, 98.5. Remember, mix 98.5. A bullish divergence on my indicator suggesting we will bounce. The MACD trying to make that move. The 1 hour time frame bearish on the stochastics RSI, pointing to the downside and halfway through their downward movement. And so let's clarify this for a second. So let's look at our 1 hour. A bit of an Adam and Eve double top. You can't say it's not. It looks pretty ugly. A bunch of chop here, almost cat ears. Like this resembles cat ears to me. Cat ears break down like that a lot of the time. So that has some cat ear vibes, personally. And that's what cat ears will usually do. So yeah, I'm seeing some bearishness for Bitcoin. Every time I say that, they bounce it right back up. But overall, it does look, you know, it doesn't look bullish. So here's the deal. What do I do today for BTC after the shenanigans we just saw? Well, again, what did we get rejected by? And how crazy is this? I talked about this yesterday, and this is the same trade. You get in when we cross the 1 minute 200. You baby the trade, right? As the trade starts to move, you flip to bigger time frames. You get out when what? When we hit the 200 on the 1 hour time frame. We talked about that, you know, executing it right there perfectly when I sold the top that day. If you always remember that Friday, it was a heavily volatile day. I sold the exact top using the 200 man, the 1 hour time frame. We talked about it yesterday and went over the execute, you know, boom, right there. And today I did it using the 15 minute, but again, look how far you got from the 21. Unsustainable. The 21 has to move with you. When the 21's in a downtrend, you're in a downtrend. Look at the trend we're in. This has to reverse. You can kind of see, you know, we're attempting a bit of a double bottom here. And I know you're like, Sam, you say bearish and bullish things every second. This is where we're in. We're in a time where they're flipping it every second. Every moment of the day, like... And I still made $500 in under 10 minutes, you know, 470. So you can't knock me. You have to learn from me. You have to learn from me because the stuff I'm teaching you will play out over time. I know it because I backtested it. I'm not being rude. I'm not being conceited. I'm a scientist that's saying, hey, I mixed, you know, the sodium with the vinegar, and I saw, you know, that's what's going to happen. I've just done the experiment too many times, my friends. You got to just understand that. That's all I'm telling you. I'm not trying to be rude or egotistical. I'm just telling you, hey, this is what usually happens. So what's going to happen here for Bitcoin today? Well, rejection by the 200 MA, sideways price action. Do we respect this? Do we respect 95K and bounce? Or do we collapse to the downside? 15 minute again showing some signs of a bounce. And so look at this. I mean, a very strong bullish divergence. RSI pushing up hard. Price action pushing down. It tells us we're going to get a reversal back to the upside here. Like it reversed Bart Simpson. I'd look for this to come up again and go sideways. Again, I don't know if I'm going to trade again for a while. When I win in this market, I take a break because it's just insanity. And I come back, you know, 2 to 3 trades a day is all I need. I don't need to go too hard. If each trade can, you know. We need to eject energy and hope I bought at the current levels. If it drops 10 to 2%, should I just hold? I would never tell you what to do. You got to figure that out for yourself. Yep. Well, fingers crossed. We got somebody to buy my. Yeah, you're funny. Forever you'll be. So there's a bullish div here. Can we move further to the upside? My system says that we should get a bounce to the upside. All right. throughout the day and just kind of go sideways here. We'll see. That's a strong bullish divvy. What's the bearish scenario? I mean, you did lose the 200 MA on the 1 minute, and you're philandering, flopping and groping over here. So you got to bust through that trend line. You got to get back above 95.8 to remain bullish, period. Otherwise, you could bear flag further down to 94,000. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP and see what it's saying. BOOKMAP wants blood to 94K, just what I said. So BOOKMAP says it's going to dump to 94,000. Still has that major short liquidation up at 101. And it doesn't have a lot of liquidity past 94K, but it does suggest that 94K, and then it could slip down to 92.5. So BOOKMAP wants blood. You know, BOOKMAP says we could go lower. ACH Plumbing, can you check, please? We'll take a look at that. That's Alchemy Pay, right? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you ain't lying. NASDAQ chart is a mirror image of Bitcoin right now. I don't know, they looked a little different. So yeah, I you know, you're looking for a possible move off divergence, but it doesn't, you know, I found divergence is cool, but it's only as strong as support and resistance. You have to get back above 95,008. 95.8 or forget about it. You know, you come up and squiggle around, you're going to go further down. So it's more likely we go to 94,000 right now. That's it. And really, the closer you can get, I'm not opening up a trade right now. I'm going to sit. But this looks interesting. You know, the entry would be somewhere around here. If the price can come up a little bit. The stop loss, I use the 200 MAs as my stop loss coverage. So the stop loss will be like right there, like right above that 200 MA. It's a 2.94 risk reward ratio. And the probability is we're going to go lower to 94,000. Again, I'm not going to trade that. There's some strong bullish divvy there. I'd like to see this break above 95.8. If the 1 minute breaks the 200 MA, I'll look for a flag. If the 5 minute can break above the 200 MA, then I might make another one of these quick longs like we did here earlier today. But it's all about the 200 MA for me. See how the 5 minute got above the 200 MA here and it extended itself for a beautiful pump? Something about the bots, they feel safer when this happens. So look, see how you can see it? This is something, say you could see a flag, and look, shoulder, head, right shoulder even created a short squeeze with a lot of liquidity to the upside. This even kind of shoulder, head, right shoulder that created another squeeze, and then the bearish div kicked in. Now, once the bearish divergence kicks in, look, that's flat line or down, and that's a huge uptrend. I mean, that's bearish divergence. The 21 will be away from the 200 MA. I teach my students in my class that I teach the last Saturday of every month, and I teach class this Saturday. If you want to jump on into class, jump on in. All right, this QR code will give you access to the ability to jump on into class. It'll blow your mind. What I'm going to teach you is a 9-point checklist inside of that class. You're going to be able to leave with it. A PowerPoint that I gave you, a 9-page PowerPoint with one of the pages giving you my checklist. Visualization of how to see what's going on in the charts. All right. And it's going to teach you that we get out of trades when we see bearish div, when the 21 and the 200 are far apart. We get into trades when we see bullish div, when the moving averages are tight together. All right. And this is a scalping mechanism that can work on almost any asset in the world. All right. And you'll learn more. And we go over so much more than just that. But that is my class. It is this Saturday. So we will be teaching it the last Saturday of the month because February is a short month. It will be this Saturday. Hit the QR code. Find out more. All right. And it's a live class. It's not pre-recorded. You will hang out with me live. I love doing that class once a month. I work extra hard on that Saturday morning, and it just makes me feel more accomplished. So thank you for everyone that does sign up because you give me the ability to have a purpose, and I appreciate that. So yeah, this looks more bearish than bullish to me. There is a strong divergence, you know, so I would never long unless we broke back above the 200 MAs. Really, I would probably wait for the 15-minute to flag out again. But the divergence is strong. Let's see what happens. Probability says that this short could play out because we got a lot of, you know, liquidity down there. Well, let's see. There's also a really strong divergence that says we should bounce. So I'm not in a trade. I want to make that very clear. I am not in a trade. I am observing at the present moment because my trading style tells me to observe. Yeah. Hey, what's your analysis for Bitcoin? Did you email cryptolifers@gmail? Cryptolifers@gmail. Yeah, because that should have been answered immediately. I don't check those emails. My team does, bees. email cryptolifers@gmail, and they should answer that immediately. I'll have my wife look at it. She will usually hear it on stream now. So we cover the fear and greed index. We took a look, but it's not all bad in the market, right? There's still been some things that are creepily moving. In the last 24 hours, you have Mantle up. So a lot of Ethereum staking mechanisms are getting a little bit of movement. You know, Pyth Network also up 7% in 7 days. MakerDAO, Litecoin, which actually had an interesting little run up. Let's see what's moving right now in the last hour. Just want to check again at CoinMarketCap. So in the last hour, Phantom going up 28% in the last week, mainly in the last few days too. Phantom getting some love. Wow, but everything else, really, like Solana getting pounded and just getting a lot of bad press due to what happened with the Libra coin and the fallout with Libra, and it's almost not even worth talking about. Let's take a look at ACH, up 45%. Look at that thing. And let's see if how you could have caught it before it happened. Look at it, interesting little double bottom or inverted head and shoulder. It's doing what it's attempting to stay in the mix there. Again, the short is more probable. I'm not telling you that it's guaranteed. The key is to have the stop loss somewhere near or above the 200 MA. 200 MA. The target takes you to 94,000. That's exactly where BOOKMAP says we're headed to liquidate a short, a long position there at 94,000, about 222 BTC. People that are a little overly bullish, but who knows? You never know. I thought I learned from 2020 run, but nope, not a thing. 4 years later, still lost basically everything again. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not an influencer. I love how Brian Ferris, he says, look at this. He goes, influencers give a double-sided story, so they can always go back and say they're right. Ray Charles can get it right. It takes both sides. You can't lose. See, the difference between me is I'm not an influencer. I'm just like you, Brian. I'm a human being. I have no idea what's going to happen, man. I'm just like you, my friend. I never claimed to be bigger, better than you. I am not an influencer. I am a guy that played with the charts, and people started to watch me. I never claimed to be a KOL. I don't even, I'm really not even in the. That's why I stopped doing a lot of the, collaborations with people, because I found like I'm just a trader, man. I'm a trader that goes live every day. I'm a self-made businessman. I'm a family guy. And I'm just here to show you what's happening in the market. All right. There are days when I make great predictions. I say we're going this way, we're going that way. Yeah, I do. Many times on this channel, I've said, hey, we're likely going up. Right now, I've never seen a time where it's been that difficult to figure out. And I've admitted that openly for the last 2 weeks. I've said I've never seen a harder time to trade in my life. So, I also say in this channel, I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance every single day, but you still throw pain in my face and dirt in my face, and you say disrespectful things to me, but I say every single day that I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I say it every single day. I say I have no idea where Bitcoin's going to go, but you still claim that I claimed that I did, which is so weird to me because I admit my own vulnerability every single day on this stream. The one thing that nobody else probably does in all of the internet. So you can't put me in the same boat as everybody else. You can't say, and I made under 500 bucks in under 10 minutes today using my strategies. You can't say, and it's been documented. Everyone in my trading group saw it happen. I was in and out. I showed the trade. I showed my entry. I showed my out. It was no BS. I could have lost in front of everybody. I'm not like everybody else. Just because everyone else sucks doesn't mean I'm doing that stuff, man. Anyway, I just want you to know that yes, exactly what you said is true. Like, I have no clue, man. I'm just like you. And I never claim to be better than you or know more than you. I've seen a lot of price action and I can see probabilities. All right. Yeah. Yeah, Sam, you're mostly the only channel I can watch anymore. I've been through all of them. And honestly, I feel like my channel is now, I blended my channel with positive energy and motivation. My channel is really, 40% motivation, life story, how to push yourself, how to work hard every day, and 60% trading crypto at this point. Let's be honest. I've blended my channel into a new type of theme. A lot of people say, hey, I listen to you every day to get myself up in the morning to keep pushing. You know, and so I think this channel is different than all the other channels in cryptocurrency. We tapped into a new algorithm, because I'm not like everybody else. We're different. When you're unique, you don't do what everybody else does. Now, I love trading crypto. You're going to see me always doing that while I'm watching what's happening in the background. That's what I do I love it. I'm the crypto lifer. If the channel evolves, I will evolve. And I'm never going to be stagnant or and this channel's never going to be stagnant. We're always going to be moving forward in some way, shape, or form. And if you like that, if you're into progression, if you don't want to stay flat, if you don't like, if you want to stay around people that are moving forward, then come on back. Because there's going to be more to this channel every single time you show up, the depths, and we're not going to stop. If you like progression, if you like pushing yourself, then I'm going to be here 7 days a week making it happen. The short looks most likely, this is almost looking more like a descending triangle here to the downside now for Bitcoin. I actually am starting to look at the short now with some tasty chops. So let's take a look here. And I don't know how Deep House turned into like old school jazz, right? It's just weird, but anyway. We got the bullish div, but we got the flag. We got liquidations at 94,000. The flag sends you right to 94,000. You get to put a stop right above the 200. I mean, I could risk 100 of the 400 I made today. You see? So I'm not saying I'm going to do this yet. I'm just starting to look at it. So the take profit would be 94,187. And then 95,902. All right. I'm not making this trade. I'm feeling it out. 158 for 422. 109 for 2. The key is you made 400. If you're me, you're up 470. If you go and risk 400, so let's say if we were risk what we made today. So I could break even right there, and then I might be up $2,000 on the day. So I could risk a break even trade if I'm very confident in the trade. So it depends on the situation. If it looks now look how the 21's coming to price action. I mean, this is how I trade my longs all day long. I love this setup. The key is I don't have to be too risky, and I could also lose the trade. This high stochastic near the 21. I'm going to take this short, but I'm going to risk a very little bit. It's a strong divergence. I'll take the short. Scared money make no money. And that would be, we get that short, boom, right? And then I can add it to the day. So to me, it looks more like a bear flag. The 21's crossing the 200 MA. That's how I trade bullishly. It's the exact same system. I'm just flipping it upside down. And I traded it earlier today. Similar idea there, just on the 15-minute time frame. So it's almost like the same system over and over again, just backwards, forwards, front, back, you name it. High stochastic, I'm always about the stochastics RSI. I key in there. And again, look, not risking a lot, right? So if I lose, I lose. So be it. I'm still up on the day. What about what? 380 if I lose. There's a pretty strong divergence. I wouldn't honestly. If we dump, it's like a whole new low. Look at that. Let me see my 1 minute. Are we getting above the 200 MA? Yes. Oh, look at that. Like a bit of an inverted head and shoulders. See how it's like a higher low there? That's a money printer technically right there in a way. And now you get the bounce off the 786. That thing might moon now. Look at that thing smoking. But you can't get emotional over like one or two candles. So it's best now. I don't stare at the 1 minute in a trade because it could throw you off. I don't know. At the same time, though, every once in a while I get let's see. Nice money printer right there. In and out on a money printer. Boom. Fast, though. Like, that would be it for me. You do have a fair value gap up here. Right there, you got a fair value gap. This wick and that wick don't reach. You got an opening. But I'm more into the being below the 200 MA. That's bearish to me. So we'll see. I trust the moving averages more than anything else. We'll see what happens. I'm willing to lose. We'll go from there. All right, let's do our top-down analysis for BTC now. You know where I'm at. There's really not much else to say, and we'll go back to that long or that short, and we'll see whether I win or lose it. We'll see whether I win or lose it. One more time. So the weekly, we talked about the weekly. It doesn't look amazing. We talked about the daily. It's the last resort here that we get a bounce sooner than later. You had a double bottom on the daily. You lost that now today. That was also, that's bearish to me because, that was going to be a nice double bottom that you could have bounced from. And I wouldn't be surprised if they took a wick back down into these equal lows of liquidity. This is a big ball of liquidity down here, though. There's a lot of support down there. However, look at the high volume node, and it does gap down. Saying the next big node that stick out anywhere is 76,000. And I all know when your moving averages get tight and that 200 lingers, I've seen it so many times. The sauce. So yeah, today the bears have a little more control. Like, it's looking a little more bearish than it did yesterday. And even if we are bullish, it looks like we may just have to come down and test the bottom of this channel one more time. Yeah, you made a lower low there. That also suggests you may drop down. The 4-hour looks very dumpy. The 4-hour says it's in a descending triangle right there. Look, I'll take away all this stuff, but just the 4-hour looks like we're gonna make a dump. I think I'm in the money on the short now, right? Yeah, there you go. Starting to print. We'll see, though. We'll see. One step at a time. But yeah, even that 4-hour looks like it's going to come on down somewhere here to 93,800, 94,000. So again, looks like we're going to tap down into that liquidity zone at 94K again. Very oversold, but that's what I see happening here for Bitcoin. I could be wrong. We could get a bounce, but I am short. And I've gone through every time frame from the weekly all the way to the 1 minute for you. There's nothing else I can give you. All right. Yeah. Yeah, making money both ways. And we'll see how we get this done here. Out this bear flag to the downside for Bitcoin. We got major liquidity to 94,000. I feel like I'm back in my mojo. Something about this stream today got me back in action. Oh, the fresh suits I've been wearing. Yesterday it felt fresh. It's the blue and the gray suits, man. They got me feeling like Goodfellas or something. I feel like I'm in a movie over here, And this shirt's a little crazy, this shirt here. I gotta do the right, trying to implement this shirt into my monthly routine isn't easy over here. I gotta do something different. I gotta get a pocket square that's a little outlandish, to balance it off. So I figured I'd go funky town today. There's a little gray and blue in there, and it's got some effervescence to it. Oh, these are cool. They like shine when the light hits them. Anyway, sorry. I know I'm into the dressing, and who cares, right? It's about the charts, but I got to entertain you too, all right? And even how I dress is entertainment over here. Huh? Everything I do is to entertain you over here, all right? This is YouTube. And nobody else watching the crypto hearing over here. Nah, we're all set. Wait, there's a crypto hearing. What channel we talking about crypto over here? You're like Patrick Bateman. The gray blue goes hard. Thank you. Yeah. Looking good, my man. Shout out to Rave Song Records. D Spears, thank you. Oh, and I got a lime today. Let's put the lime into the water. I'm a little parched at the moment. Have a bit of a tummy ache too. You know, a lot of days on the stream, I get a tummy ache. I'm in pain, but I just push through. Nobody cares, Sam, about your tummy aches, you little pansy. I know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to move it over, I swear. I'm going to get it in there. Senate hearing in Texas with Powell on YouTube. Sam, I didn't get in that earlier. Maybe now I can. Yeah. Key limes are the best, but so tiny. I know, right? It's called anxiety, Sammy. I know, right? Sam, do you drink beer? No, I do not. Never. Too many bears are waiting to get new shorts. So much liquidity up to 130K. Just a matter of time. Hey, there we go with the bounce right there. Back to the upside. That's what we're looking for. And so hold on one second. I may have to bring this up. We'll see what's happening. We got him here at AP. Okay. Wait, no. No. I don't see it here. I don't see a live one anywhere. Up here we go. For some reason. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Unless my friend, I'm gonna look for the DM of my team. Unless my team could find the DM, I don't think so. Nice divergence call off the bounce here. Funny, the old me was more bullish. I'd be on the divergence every time. I don't trust the market anymore, so you know, and I'm just playing the two to demand the liquidity. Remember, don't risk a lot once you've already won. There's no reason to give back gains of the day. Pointless. All right. Yeah, Sammy drinks tears of the bears. I posted a bearish chart, so they bounce a little. Yeah. Well, that many screens, you don't even know what's going on. Right. No, but I'm going to take a look here at the DM on my Discord. There's always Powell. Let me just take a look here too at my Forex Factory, and we can see what Powell's doing right now. So Tuesday, February 18th, President Trump shrieks tentatively somewhere after 4 p.m. And I don't see anything yet. Let me see average their hearing, press conference, meetings. Empire State Manufacturing Index 5.7. Interesting. President Trump input output. I see nothing. Is today Tuesday? Yeah, today is Tuesday, February 18th. Wow, February disappears, huh? 10 days of the month is over. Unbelievable. Sam, people are giving back instead of taking out the market. Let's go. I need a new kitchen. Sam, I'm 16, looking up to you every dollar I earn from the job. I buy Bitcoin. My average is 99. I own 0.9 of Bitcoin. What are your thoughts? It's going to be silver hands. Shout out to Luca Valentino. Hey, man, you're starting off your journey way younger than I did. And so when you're 26, you're going to have 10 years of understanding in the market that I didn't have. So may God bless you on your journey, man. And may you continue to learn and push yourself. Stay around positive people. Stay around dreamers, thinkers, believers, people that push you, and people that work hard. You know, it's cool. You know, some people are dreamers. I was around a lot of dreamers, but all they did was do this. And they had a good talk. They talked a great game. They said how much they wanted to help the world. All they did was, you know, positive energy and good vibes. But they had no hard work, man. They had no hard work ethic behind them. And it really just, it filtered into nothing, right? So the one thing I'll tell you is you got to have the right mentality. You got to dream big. You got to think big, but you got to have the focus and the discipline. And you got to stay away from anyone that tells you it's easy, because it's just not going to be easy. All right? And if you can handle those three things and nurture those ideas and keep them constant in your mind, you're going to do great in life. Everybody out here. Keep it simple. Life is simple. Find something you love. Do it every single day. Become better at it than everybody else that you know. All right? You know, see how good people are at it and get better at everybody else at it. You know, and how you do that is by dedicating, you know, see how did someone get good at something, and see their dedication. And say, can I dedicate myself to something as much as they did? Like, look at Kobe Bryant. God rest his soul. R.I.P. Kobe. But look at the way he practiced. Look at the way people talked about his work ethic. They said it was, you know. So ask yourself, do I chart 2 hours a day? Do I chart 5 hours a day? Do I discipline myself a little bit, or do I discipline myself all the time? Am I always going for it, or do I just go for it sometimes? And say, the winners in this world, the top 1% of earners, the people that make it happen, that everyone wants to hate and run their mouth about, are the people that are working the hardest, the most disciplined, and they're not stopping no matter what, and that are pushing themselves to be the best at what they do. So ask yourself, am I working as hard as Kobe Bryant at what I'm doing? And if the answer is no, and again, some people would laugh right now, like, I'm not going to compare myself to Kobe Bryant. I'm not Kobe Bryant. Well, you know what? You have the potential to be as great as him. Everybody here has the potential to be amazing. You are all amazing people. Every single one of you. You laugh out loud what I said, because they've got society to think it's okay to be mediocre. The average person, when they hear someone speak of greatness, laughs out loud because they've made everyone think greatness is hilarious. They want to ridicule greatness. They want to ridicule focus and discipline. It's easy to go the easy way. TikTok your way to free, you know what I mean? Into some gains. OnlyFans your way into money. Buy yourself a house and a car. Here's the deal. If you make it the easy way, you'll lose it the easy way. You'll never be fine-tuned to hold it the proper way. You will not be truly successful. Success is not money. You're not successful just because you're rich. You're successful because your mind is able to obtain wealth at any moment in time and not lose it. That's why you're successful. Your mind makes you successful, not your money. Your mind made the money. I was not successful until I changed the way my mind worked and thought. Once you change the way your mind worked and thought, you'll never go back. Look, I'm showing you a short right now that's playing out too. I may be running my mouth, but I'm showing you the short playing out. I'm just waiting for it to play out. I'm giving you something to think about while you're learning technical analysis with me. I could be BSing you, but I'm not. Like, we're actually watching a trade play out live that I put my money down on. So I'm not playing games here. I'm hitting you with two things. I'm hitting you with life lessons while we're learning to trade together. Okay? I've talked about the 200 MA till I'm blue in the face on this live stream, haven't I? I've went over it many times. What more can I say? I love you. The reason why I push myself on this stream is because I love other human beings and I want them to learn what I learn. I hope you teach me what you know. And together we can grow together. Right? By sharing ideas and knowledge, that's how the human race really can progress. If we all keep our knowledge aside and don't share it, we can't really go forward together. I get hot a lot of things I say on the stream and do a little more entertainment and a little more sauce, and I don't have to show you all the stuff that I do show you. I do it because I want you to learn. Let's take a look at what's happening to the rest of the market. Let's take a look at the total market cap and the altcoins as they were hugging a key level, and it's starting to kind of get messy again. So look at this. I mean, look at that. That looks like we could be in for some. Look at that head and shoulder pattern, a slanted head and shoulder. I mean, are we going to capitulate back to where we began? It looks like we may. If Bitcoin goes back to where I'm showing you, then this gets a dump to 597. And there's a major move to the downside here. A major move to the downside. I mean, look at that. A shoulder, a head, a right shoulder. Just a few weeks ago, it was a bull. It was looking beautiful. We lost the trend line. We bearishly retested previous support as resistance. You now have resistance at 942. So facts are facts here for altcoins. You need a double bottom and a bounce off the daily 200 MA, or you got to get a bounce here. And now when we look at the pattern, it's like a falling wedge. It's ugly. It doesn't look amazing. You can try. It looks to me, the head and shoulder looks the most likely pattern here. So this also has a possible head and shoulder pattern. That is a nasty move to the downside. And you lost a high volume node, usually gap back down to the beginning at 603. I mean, this isn't rocket science, and you have an oversold stochastic RSI on the daily chart. I don't like being the bearer of bearish news, but look, this is the total market cap of all the altcoins. And some could say, oh no, but it's going to bounce, and you're all going to get left in the dust, and this is just the best place to buy, and you got to buy here, you got to buy here. I'd much rather wait for this to bounce and retest 945 and then get back in heartily into the market. Like, show me that you can get through a resistance and use that as support. Right now, you just lost the support and used it as resistance. You know, that was clearly a support right there. You had bounced off it on the daily time frame at 945, 950 area. You bring it down a little bit even. It's like 937. Look, I mean, you lost 800. You were at $1 trillion market cap for these altcoins, 1.16. You double top basically with a lower high too. I want to see if that trend line would hold, and it did not. So altcoins are looking like in even worse shape here, and there could be an even worse of a sell-off for altcoins. So I just, yeah, I don't blame anyone for panic selling, honestly. Like, if you cover your bags at this point, and everyone's going to look back at this and be like, oh, but, and again, if it bounces here and someone gets back in with a confirmation of a bounce off previous resistance as support, so be it. Maybe this is a couple X's that you miss out, but the market takes a nasty dump and nobody knows what's going to happen. Everyone's trying to tell you that it's not the end of the alt season. I'm just reading the writing on the wall. I mean, that's a head and shoulder pattern. Like, we may have to short to stay in the game. Hope for a huge dip, but honestly, I'm waiting for that pump to 5 and honestly 7 by end of the year. Apparently, they're voting on passing the Bitcoin reserve bill. They just went to recess for an hour. And again, you know, the Bitcoin reserve bill could dump altcoins really bad, because it's just going to strengthen the idea to get into BTC. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance and see what's happening to Bitcoin dominance. So Bitcoin dominance rising, and that would make sense that the Bitcoin bill, right? So more people jumping into BTC and more altcoins. So this tells me to watch your altcoins. It looks like more altcoin pain is coming. It looks like more altcoin pain is a-coming. Wow. Headed to 61.91, 61.9% in this melee. And so Bitcoin dominance looks like it's going to continue to the upside, right? My script miners are hurting. Not sure how long I can mine in the red. That's how it goes, though. Recently, the algorithm has been going under the major volume support level, hang out under there, and then makes it inverse head and shoulders and goes back up. So who knows? But that's what I see. Bitcoin went through the 80Ks with no red days. Probably got to go get those longs. Is virtual going to find a floor, or is there a lot more down to go? Anything could get worse. Yeah. Exactly. Sitting on your hands could be, for me, is the best move. A lot of people keep telling you to buy the dip. I said there was like 4 coins I would maybe buy the dip on, and even then I'm like, at this point I'm halting buying the dip in any altcoins. I'm only buying Bitcoin. I'm done. Like, it's too risky at this point. They could go lower. I'd rather wait for support or resistance on that total market cap, total 3. Let's take a look at Ohm, which is one of the premier coins we keep talking about. Continues to rip there on CoinEx. It's in that little flag, wants to pump, but again, not a lot of love, and the stochastics are a little high. You know, it may pump, but been sitting on my hands for a whole week. This has been a treacherous sideways price action. Yeah, so watch these altcoins. I mean, dumping down to the daily 200 just looks very likely now. Stochastics are high. You got to read the writing on the wall there for the altcoins. Too many people have given up on them. When too many people give up, then, I mean, it's just, right? We're still up and onto, we're still up in certain coins, so hey, it is what it is. Glad to diversify my portfolio. Amen. Amen. Yeah. And we talked about this being a double top on Bitcoin for so many days. We talked about the fact that we were going lower. The short is printing. If you took the short with me, you're in the money now. Okay. You can't say, you know, you're in the money now. You can actually start to bring this short, the stop loss down a little bit possibly. And look for this to possibly continue. You've now lost that trend line and a free fall. All right, you'll lose this key level. That's the end of a double bottom, and then, and we're waiting right there with BOOKMAP telling us that there's the liquidations at 94,000. So hey, and here we are at 95.9. So it's up to you what you want to do. Another trade given on the live stream. Let's see if it plays out. It could reverse. Anything could happen. I don't count my chickens before they hatch, but that thing's starting to pound down pretty well. Again, just another addition. Yeah. All coins is a wash. Yeah, all coins got absolutely decimated. To be honest, in a way, I didn't. Ever since let's talk about it. Ever since Trump coin came out, I mean, that was a black swan event. We got hit with a black swan. Hey, people don't realize it. You know, we got hit with a black swan event. You know, we got hit with a black swan event, which is absolutely insane if you think about it. So, super happy for your life. I've been watching you for 2 to 3 years, and I was buying Bitcoin with you all the way up. Not as much as you, of course, but still, thank you, bro. Much appreciation for showing us. Amen. Thank you. Have a crypto. Yeah. And here we get the collapse, 95.72. Let's get these liquidations further to the downside here. Yeah. Yeah, I heard double top, but also heard, hey, downside. I mean, anything is possible. We could still pump. Who knows? I mean, I'm open-minded. I'm just taking the charts the way they read it. They read down to me today. I read the bear flag. They pumped it up for a second, made people think that there was a reversal on the bullish div, got people to strike gold in there, and then flushed them out again. Now, we may be getting another liquidation here. Like, this could become another divergence possible, but we've seemed to lost the sauce here. Again, losing the 200 on the 5-minute time frame is another known tell to me that we're going down. It starts with the 1 minute as well. And this bearish divergence that started to play out on the 5-minute. Already sold the local top earlier today. Got back into a short. Showed you how we play flip-flop, mollywop, skip, scotch, hollywop, you know, whatever you want to say. But, you know, flip-flop, you know. What about ZBCN? I don't know about ZBCN. Yeah, I don't know. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance over there. Now down to 104 here, 8% as we continue to collect. Well done, brother. Saved us from a loss. Top rank. God bless master friend in the house. Hey, we work together, man. We need people to realize that too. Like, there's all this, like, you know what I mean? We work together. We're buddies. You know, you might see something I don't see one day. I might see something, you know, or we might see it together. I don't even know how it works. All I know is if we work hard every single day, we'll help people, man. And we'll be the only ones hanging out, showing people the narratives, right? I mean, look at this beautiful short. Like, I'm moving my stop loss into profit now because that's what you got to do. And now we just add. It's a good long right there. You're getting far away from the 21. You flip it upside down, you got to start thinking it's the same kind of idea, right? The further you get from the 21, the more you want to play this. Because you're getting far away from that 21-day moving average, right? Unsustainable. And you just ride the short now. See, I'm riding the short. I'm upside down. Isn't this insane? But they're letting me do it the right way, right? And there we go. I got clipped. But that's, bang, right? And I flipped the short upside. I never did that before in my life. I would have flipped it down, but I'm used to riding the long, so. And again, I usually sell early. I wouldn't be surprised if we melt all the way down to my target, but the key is to execute over and over again throughout the day. I risked 25% of what I gained earlier today, and then I gained a little over 25% of what I've made. Now I'm on my way to making $1,000 today. I can keep grinding here. Now we're looking for a bullish divvy. Can we get the bounce? We're far from the 21-day moving average. Let's see. Shout out to anyone that executed the trade with me. All right. Boss move, no lie, right? And people still hate on the kid. You know what I mean? On the man, on me, on Price, Sam Price, man. Sam Price, baby. There's only one, man. God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate each and every one of you for jumping on in, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. We got 2,244 beautiful people on the live. We got 595 likes. Maybe get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. We got $28 in chat revenue. There's money to be made no matter what out here if you can read these charts the way you're supposed to read them. We had high stochastics and a bear flag. We had crossed the 21 with the 200 MA. We were below the 200 MA. I kept my stop loss above the 200, and we got the call to the downside. We may have sold that local bounce. We'll see what happens. Can it reverse? How would it reverse? Are you open-minded enough to swing and swing trade both ways? Now you'd be looking for the shoulder, the head, the right shoulder for a way on out of here. Can we get a bullish divvy? Can we bounce? Can the 1 minute get it back above the 200 MA? And can, or is it more downside? Looks like more. It looks like we're going to dump more actually right now. When you look at the one, looks like I sold a little early there, and that thing's going to plow to 94,000 right into liquidity. The key is you don't have to get the top or the bottom. The key is to get somewhere in the middle of the move. Thanks, Sam. Model of consistency. Like and subscribe. Only different accounts. My wife's mine because my sisters and others will hit that like. God bless you. Thank you. Let's get to the 1,000 likes. We can do it. I know we can. You people are absolutely amazing. Ain't nobody hates the live or dude is love, man. God bless you. 94,757 for BTC. And alts continue to bleed. Wow, it's a bleed fest here for altcoins. It's a tough day. Nice night, man. You the man. Go USA Hockey. USA Hockey, giving Canada a knuckle sandwich. In the first 9 seconds, they booed our national anthem and we beat the bag out of them, right? And then we beat them too. I'm sorry. I love you Canadians. You people, I'm sorry. I love you guys. But I played hockey. I have a competitive spirit. And don't boo our national anthem, man. You know what I mean? Unless you want to get a knuckle sandwich in the mouth. It's kind of cool, though. You booed our national anthem, and we went straight up fisticuffs immediately. Just bah! Dude. That's America, man. Don't mess with America, man. Don't boo us, man. Don't boo our national anthem. All right? Don't be doing that over here. Over here. All right? It's crazy, man. I love you Canadians, though. I do, man. Shout out to Master Fran. Look, that is a nice divvy. That's how divergence works. It usually looks just like that, right? They pull it away for the 21. Again, if there's another trade, we may just get a flag. And we trade the next flag. This is just price action moves and consolidation and liquidation. Consolidation, liquidation. Consolidation, liquidation. The key is not to be the one getting liquidated. The key is to use the liquidations to your advantage to make money if you can. We love y'all Americans. I know, thank you. Then why they have to boo the national anthem, though? Come on, man. We would never do that to you guys. Like, Americans, we do different things. We would boo your national anthem, man. Like, come on. You know what I mean? Again, I don't blame all Canadians for that. Like, it's whatever. But that was a poor choice of behavior. And hey, you boo our national anthem, you better win that game then. Fine. Boo us all you want, but you better win the game. You know what I mean? You can't boo us and lose the game. All right? Like, I get it. I'm all about intimidation and running my mouth. You know what I mean? I get it. You know, trash talk, I guess, by booing our national anthem. That's trash talking to me. But if you trash talk, you better win the game. All right? Oh, you guys are... Oh, okay, man. I didn't... So now you Canadians are getting pissed. Nah, but God bless you, man. It's all love. Let's keep it crypto lifers, and it's all love, man. We won't be divided. We won't let them divide us. When can we shout out the bull cycle is over? Meme coins are down 90%. All's down 60%. People are still waiting for retail investors. They got screwed by memes. I mean, we had meme. Like somebody said, it already felt like the retail was here. I mean, who bought all those meme coins? No, I'm all for it. 54 stage. Shout out to Master Friend. See, he wants out. He knows. I love you, bro. You're the best. Yeah, so this looks like it may melt down even more. And there it goes, man. That thing's melting. Right to the target. All the way down to about, what, 93,009. And Bookmap, again, spot on, telling you it's simple, man. Find a flag. Draw a measured move. And if Bookmap has red at your measured move, take a trade. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I think I say, you know, but I've done that 1,000 times. And at least 600 to 700 times it plays out. Again, I probably lost 300 of them. You might have seen me lose a few. But over time, it plays out over, you know. Nobody's going to be perfect. Also excited to be allowed to go to Vegas. Yeah, when everyone throws in the towel, we stop. The best strategy with TOSHI players that made their lives miserable during the game. You're funny, man. Someone says, all in all, see, people still think it's a bear trap. See, people tell you to buy the lows. I tell you, man, this could get worse. I see a head and shoulder on the total market cap for altcoins. Those break out 68% of the time. I trade the probabilities of the charts more than anything else, and they end up paying me more than anything else. Okay. Yeah, I need some water. I am parched here. Shout out to all the beautiful people. If you want to learn my amazing strategies, make gains like we did today, and not be sulking and crying, and actually have a strategy, join us today. Get an education and find financial freedom if you may. Get a basic, a quarterly, or an annual subscription to learn trading. Learn how to trade. This isn't a meme coin VIP Patreon where we tell you how to find the hottest 100x coins. I don't promise you 100x. All I promise you is an education. That's it. And the fact that I'm going to show up every day and teach you. There's nothing else I'm promising you than this. It's an education. $99, $3 a day. I show up every day and I show you in real time how I use the education so you can understand it, because you can just learn this stuff, but if I don't apply it to real time price action and you see how it plays out, you can't execute at a high level. So join the $3 a day crew. Find out what it's like. Give me at least a month or two of your life. See if you love it. If you don't, you can always bounce on out and say, hey, I took a shot with the lifer. But I believe I'm going to change your life like I've changed thousands of people's lives around the world. They write me letters, testimonials, emails, and I've seen the proof. So, boom, look at that. It was a descending triangle in the 4 hours. Said it was going to dump a dump. 1 hour said it was going to dump a dump. 5 minutes said it was going to dump a dump. Now we're looking for this flag. Stochastics, look, you get in when the stochastics are near the dotted line. You get out when we cross the dotted line, get oversold. Look. And now we get a bit of a bounce. And now you can see us bouncing off 94.5. They still got the liquidity at 95, suggesting we'll maybe consolidate and then get the dump down to the downside. Let's get the likes up to the watchers hour. Greatly appreciated. $41.41 in chat revenue. I don't know what's up with the 4141s, but God blessings. Thank you so much. I am 41. 40 wonderful. It's that age, baby. It's that age. 40 wonderful. My sister taught me that. God bless. Michelle, love you. Should have code names. Everyone has a code name. Mishi. So all coins are dead. I guess they're worth shorting. We put out a short for Solana last night. It did go to the target. Let's take a look at what Solana is doing. Wow, and yeah, Solana lost a 200 MA on the daily. Whenever that happens, there's usually a pretty nasty dump. And usually you can go to the 200-day on the 2-day chart. We're hanging right there. We could get a bounce. Where's the 200-day on the 3-day? Right there. So the next area I'd be looking at is about 125 for Solana. You see? Wow. And it did go all the way up to 297. It was a run-up just about a month ago. Man. But like trend lines, you could say we're almost in. Yeah, we broke that trend line for sure. See that? Yeah, we broke the trend line and we lost the 200 MA, and the moving average is likely going to do something like this. And maybe we bounce or something and there's a bigger consolidation, but that... and maybe I'm wrong, but I may take my 50 grand and then get back into Solana at another time, like 122. There's a gap in price action right there. And you know, if I miss out on Solana going to $500, so be it. Like, it's almost, it's the emotional. I like to make gains, but man, you know, and that would still be a very profitable trade. I've only made 55,000 off of 100 racks, so I could call it a great trade. And it took way too long. All right, I got in somewhere around 109 right here. We made this like cup and handle there. Where, let's see. Yeah, right there, 109. I bought in right around here. So I've been in for under a year. I mean, it ain't bad. I made 55 grand in under a year. It's a school teacher's salary in the Midwest, something, right? And it's still, and it was like a failed trade. But I mean, that's a double top, losing the key level. If it bounces out of nowhere, I guess it may. I mean, I guess you'd be panic selling right now, but man. 3 days oversold, but I've seen that's where the dump can begin. We've been here before, though, and we've gotten very low, and we've somehow bounced. But I mean, with this is a very strong bearish div. They're making it tough. They're making it very, very tough. It looks like even if we do bounce, you could be able to buy Solana back at 118 if you believe in it. If we see a level that bounces and it looks good, there could be a level to kind of, you know. But that, to me, looks like there may be some downside here. And maybe I'm wrong and I'm just being too bearish, and we reverse and everyone says, oh, Lifer was the worst. He got me to panic sell my Solana. So you got to do whatever makes you happy. I can't tell you what to do. But I'm being honest about what I may do. It is the 786 Fibonacci retracement. Beautiful bounce. I've held through some of the toughest times in my life. But I also don't need to hold. Like, you see what I'm saying? So I'll make it either way. Whether I sell or hold it, I'll make it either way. Solana wasn't going to be the only thing to make me. But damn, man, that's like, wow. This market has been brutal. But hey, if you're open-minded, you believe anything is possible, then you can't be that open. You just got to be like, hey, anything was possible, and they did some crazy stuff to us. Manipulated the market. However, there was a bearish div there that told you, you know, very strong bearish divergence right around there. So I guess got to sell bearish div every time. And what I've learned about this whole game is to never believe a narrative ever again. You know, you just can't believe a narrative. Like, you got to just trade technical analysis. Like, I got in at the bottom at 20, and heck, it did a 15x. I mean, that's amazing. What else do we want? Like, that was a bull run, everybody. Like, it made a new all-time high, right? People used it for what it was, but the money went different places. Now, what's the bullish scenario? Is there one? I mean, the 1 hour looks like it's going to dump. And the measured move is pretty far. So it looks like, I'm not saying Solana is dead, but it looks like there may be a chance to buy it at a very low price. Like 120, you know, something like that. Follow me at CryptoLifer33. I'd greatly appreciate it. All right. I'm out here every single day. Let's take a look at the Forex Factory and see what's coming at us this week. I believe Friday we had something. Was it flash manufacturing? No, nothing on Friday. Existing home sales. I will like to see that just because I'm, kind of looking at the real estate market. 4.13 was forecast. Previous was 4.24. I definitely it's going to be down because I see price cuts everywhere. And the home I looked at was on the market for 518 days. And it hadn't had any, and it was in a very premier area, and it was a pretty nice house. So Tuesday, nothing coming at us today, right? You had Canadian CPI, which was just, it's good to kind of speculate on that. 0.1, 2.7 medium, common 2.2. So they're up on CPI, their core, But we're going to have this on Thursday. We have news that's going to push us. Yeah. We have unemployment claims Thursday. We'd like that to be higher, but lately it's been coming in lower. It's speculated in at 214, and it previously was at 213. That will be on Thursday. Already in 2 days, I feel like we just did the weekly screen share. And in 2 days, we're going to do another weekly screen share. Pretty crazy. All right, let's take a look back to BTC and see what's happening then into your super chats. A little bit of a bounce there for Bitcoin. Looks like I may have sold again the local bounce area for whatever reason. Yeah, so look for this to flag out. If it makes another flag, then it may liquidate the next group of people, which will create our exit liquidity yet again. But look, I sold that right there. Look, amazing, right? Not being greedy is really the way to trade, and taking profits on a, multiple interval basis is the key. There's nothing else you can do, my friends. Amen. And short and long and in the same day, there's money to be made either way. They had to get me going. Now, see, once I realize we're not in a bear market anymore, we'll start trading the way we traded in the bear, and we'll switch and we'll be doing completely different things. And so we'll change it up. But Bitcoin's still in a bull market, period, to me. So, and maybe it's just all coins are it's a Bitcoin market this time. And, we'll see what happens. I am thinking of selling Solana and picking it back up somewhere at the 123 and maybe lower. What if I panic sell and I have to buy it back higher? It's pretty volatile. I've seen all the moves that go up and down like this. Like, I'll buy back higher. I'll buy back at 200, But again, I don't know. I saw that head and shoulder. I really should have. I basically went to sell that night, and I get so tired doing what I do. But again, that would have, that was a pretty penny for me. And I could see it happening. I called it to the group online. I said, man, that's a head and shoulder and a descending triangle. And it hit the measured move to the downside, and you're in a sloping downtrend now, and then the news of all just the nastiness. It's crazy how it it's in that symmetrical, things are going well. That thing could have kept going. Next thing you know, you're at 315. The narrative was that we were in a bull market and everything was ripping, and then just quickly. Last 2 weeks have been really pretty interesting, and they've moved pretty fast. I almost don't even have time. I got so much to do. So Bitcoin got the bounce. Not too bad. Shout out to the likes. Let's get 1,000 likes here, baby. Every single day for over 5 years. Come on now. This stream never stops. I push you guys to your limits. I stay positive no matter what. Look, if everything went to zero, am I going to be negative? What was that going to do for my kids? I'd have to find another way to survive. I'd have to stay positive. No matter what happens, we must stay positive. There's nothing else we can do. Once you're habitually positive, you will remain that. People think this is an act. Like, I'm going to get off the stream and I'm going to take off my tie and throw it through a window. Some days it's not perfect, I'll be honest. But 90% of the time, I feel as good as you see me on this live. And it's really how I feel. And I'm not BSing you. I've reacted to cultivate a habitual feeling of greatness. And it's through gratitude, man. Last night, I was so grateful for everything in my life. My wife made an amazing meal. The cook made it, but she heated it up. I was so grateful for it. And I was so grateful for my family. I was so grateful for everything in my life. Today, I'm grateful for the 2 trades that I made in front of my trading group for everybody, and I didn't, no one got hurt. And so, and look, we saw this cat ears too. Remember, we gave you we saw some stuff here. Anyway, it does look like we're going to go further down to 95,000, 94, I mean, and we're going to watch this flag play out. That would be your next entry. The 21 would come into price action just like we trade long. So if you could trade long, you could trade short. Remember earlier today, I said I'm going to project the 15-minute. This is the exact same thing we're doing now, but we're just shorting the market. No difference. No difference at all. This risk-reward ratio isn't as beneficial, so it may, that's another thing about staying in a trade. Sometimes gives you a better entry, right? Had I stayed in and just get the stop loss and break even, chance I probably could have made more money, but I was impatient, which I very well am. I'm an impatient trader. I like my money. That looks like it may start to dump now, though. Back down to 93.9. And just liquidity says we're going further down. I'm not telling you it's all the way over here, but it does look like we may tap into 92.5. Okay, so just, wow. Every day is just always a day full of opportunity. You never know when you're going to win or lose. Token Metrics keeps talking about Picasso Blix for whatever reason. I don't know why, but that keeps coming up as well. Let's take a look if there's any. Law of Exterio kept getting looked at. People still keep going there. One of the most top visited sites in the game right now. Swig 298, Ondo back at 114, Solana at 163, right? I mean, obliteration. Ethereum ain't too bad. Trump isn't even that bad at 15 if you think about it. And then new coins, don't even want to talk about new coins. Velvet AI, right? And there probably will be a new coin that pumps. Let's take a look at Hype. Is Hyperliquid still holding its strong position, or is it starting to, is that also like, so AI coins obliteration? Wow, it's just, wow, man. I'm like, every day, and everyone thinks it can't get worse. I'm always telling everyone it can always get worse. It can always get worse. You got to be ready for any single thing that could happen. So let's take a look here at Hype. This was like the hottest setup that I could find. And it's still holding $23, which is unbelievable. But again, right, at any moment that loses the trend line, and then boom, like if the market starts to kind of even lose its resolve, all those people that made all that money on the airdrop, they'll start saying, hey, well, the OGs was just, once the OGs capitulate, everybody capitulates at that point, it's over, right? It's like, what's sad about this time is you can't speculate on new coins. Like, no one's going to be developing something, bringing something new out. You're not going to see that. So it's definitely a tougher time to be around the markets. At 12 p.m., I have some stuff I got to do, everybody. Like, I actually literally have to go and take care of some business. I love you all. Stay focused. We're watching this flag here for Bitcoin that's likely going to continue further to 94,000. You can just see the sentiment. You can feel the aura in the room. Doesn't look like there's anything bullish coming out of anything recently. So we'll see. There's a little bit of divergence there that, but it was pretty strong earlier today. The fact that didn't hold, we'll see. I would look for this flag to continue, touch the 21 and go down to 94,000. And then I'll pick back up from this around, you'll get an update from me around 132 in the trading group. I've been working since 7 in the morning. I got to rest my eyes at least for 40 minutes here, unless I see something absolutely absurd. If we get back above the 1 minute 200 MA, all right, and we double bottom here, which could happen. That's a bit of a double bottom. We get back above the 200 MA there, and I see a flag on the 5, and then I'll open up a long later on. And there's a chance we could V-shape recovery. What we've been doing is just obliterating the low. We could be right back up here again. So just be careful. Don't do anything emotional. Take a deep breath. If you hold something you believe in, at the same time though, when you lose the daily 200 MA, you got to start considering the fact that You can always buy back. This is my thing. When you lose the daily Tutoring, I like to get out. If we get back above it, usually I can get it near the same price with a bullish confirmation. You see what I mean? But you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not telling you what to do. Let me take a look at the super chats. Sorry, I didn't look at those. Let's take a look at the super chats today and see what's happening. We got CLOV, Clover Health in stocks, and we got ACH, Alchemy Pay. Let's take a look at Alchemy Pay. It's crazy to see coins just going out of control, like Alchemy Pay ripping, to 3 6/10 cents. It made a flag and it continued to the upside. If you look at the 15-minute, and you see, that's why I'm all about any type of consolidation that I can find. When I find consolidation, it's like, okay, that thing could, and there you have it. It seems like it's got some bullishness too. Like, what I would do is I would continue to flag it. If it can consolidate in another flag, there could be a move up. Starting to get a little sketchy too with some bearish div though. See how this is forming down and that's forming up? Then you look at your daily, and your daily's ripping, right? And you got to see how far. So I would flag it out in the smaller time frame. The daily actually suggests, the 21 ain't too far. Right there it is, though. I'd be taking profits thinking that it's probably got to come back down. You can scalp the smaller time frames until one of those flags collapses. Then once one of the small time frames collapses, you have to believe that the 21 and the 218, the 22 and the 21 SMA and the 22 is coming back. Price is going to find that, right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I would stay away from random moves like that too when the market's not healthy. So Fan Critics at 47, I told you my strategy. I'm sticking to it. You do whatever makes you happy. All right. And let's take back at the fan funding quickly. We got Manuel, Sammy, I'm part of the trading group. I appreciate you, brother. Could you take a look at the stock of mine? I'm also looking stocks. Look at Clover Health. Let's take a look at Clover Health. CLOV. Thank you so much, my man, Manuel. We love you. We appreciate you, brother. Clover Health Investors Corp of the NASDAQ. I mean, I can see why you like it if you trade with me, right? It's in a flag of the 22-hour time frame. It's got low stochastics while it's touching the 21-day moving average. And it's consolidating. I don't know if it's got news or what's happening, but it looks like it may get a bit of a move here to the upside. Target takes it to 620. I think you may be onto something here with Clover Health. Let's take a look at the 4-hour time frame. It's looking really, really nice in the 4-hour too. So your bigger time frames, your smaller time frames, your low, your high, your higher, your low, higher, low. Previous support is resistance. Seems like it's resistance, bounce. And the target there for CLOV looks like it's headed to 622. You maybe got some life revision on that. That thing looks pretty good to me. It also, if you took the low to up there and the low to down here, it's kind of some hidden bullish in there. It tells me the trend could continue. We break this high before that low, and looks interesting to me. Look for Clover Health to 622, 620 area. And let's come back to that and find out. Let me put an alert on that somewhere here, so we'll find out in a few days. I'll get a ding-a-ding, and they'll tell me what happened to Clover Health there in the markets. Can FTX repayments be a catalyst for something good? We're only an hour into the market open. To me, that's all just nonsense. Yeah. People do whatever they want with that money. It comes and goes. It's not even that much, I don't think, to really, yeah. Hey, Sam, I think we may revisit the bull market support band. Check it out on the daily time frame. Thank you. Well done, bro. Saved us from a loss. Top rank. God bless you. One can be shout out the bull cycle is over. Meme coins. Yeah, shout out to HK. J Line in Sweden got us last night. They got us. It's okay. They're good too, the Swedes. Can you check if Sui at 222 and virtual at 55 is possible? Definitely possible. Please check ETH. It's losing grip. Lost 200 likes. Soul. Thoughts on GFAL chart? They're all bad, man. All the charts are horrible. I don't know what to say. If it's an altcoin, it looks bad. He says Sui at 222 and virtual. Like, is that possible? Anything is possible. Even Sui looked like it was in a nice bull flag. See, like, we had that strange, but look, it's rolling over. I'm seeing this diagonal head and shoulder for the whole market. I've never really, it's almost like I can see a black swan before it's happening. shoulder, head, right shoulder. First time I'm really like, you know, considering consolidating my entire altcoin portfolio basically into BTC and then just like waiting to see what Bitcoin does. Or actually consolidate my altcoin portfolio and then DCing into Bitcoin if we take a massive dump. If we don't and Bitcoin recovers, I can buy back my altcoins and just make a little less return. Like I'll make a 4x instead of a 5x. You see what I'm saying? Like my average entry might be 150 instead of 109. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, you know, at this point, my portfolio is too big. Protected the purse is better. If I had less money, like under 30K, I guess whatever's. But I think, I mean, it all depends on where you sit and what you think for your money. But I mean, even SWE, I got to look at this. It's just, you got to evaluate the situation. And either they're testing us at the, like, but that, I just, dead cat bounce right there. Time to get out of the market at that 371. It was like your final entry, exit possibly. You lose that low, which you look like you're losing right now. You're going to close a candle below that low. I don't see how you don't go to 270 for SWE. And then you got to say, well, 222 looks likely because that's your next level. So yeah, 222 looks very likely for SWE. Almost like a guarantee. Thoughts on the GFAL chart? I mean, that thing's been so... I haven't looked at that in almost like, I think once in the last year. Games for a living. I mean, in the bumps and attempting to get back above it pumped nicely out of nowhere. Attempting to get back down to the up to the 200 MA on the daily. See, that's something I wouldn't sell because it's so low. Like, what's the point at this point? You either see if it will come back. Gaming comes back, this thing gets above the 200 MA on the daily, and we get a move. But not every coin's going to come back, my friends, and not every narrative. It looks like not every narrative is going to come back now. Now whole narratives get blown out the water. It's a really different type of thing that happens now. Like, we have narratives that you got to be in for like a couple weeks, and then that narrative is over. Like Deepin never really had it never had a run. RWA never had a run. It had one quick move in October of last year. That was it. That was it. That was it. I'm going to go meditate on my ideas here, what I'm going to do. But I may take that soul money, put it aside, use that money to live on. It's 150 grand, right? It'll pay for all my bills for the next year, and I can kind of think about what else I want to do. And I still made a great trade. I made 50 grand, so. Nah, it's sad. I should have sold $300, right? And if I liked it now, why don't I buy more SOL now? We're just losing key support on the technical analysis side, and when I see that, I heat it. I heat it. Losing the daily 200 MA is when I bow out. That's when I get out of a 5-minute trade. That's when I open up shorts. We usually dump nicely all the way down to the next support. I'd be very surprised we don't go to 122 there. I'd be very surprised. I could be wrong. So don't do anything because of what I'm saying. Please, just look at my TA and then you got to do your own. Please do nothing because of what I do. Please, I beg of you. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance. All right? I could be wrong just like everybody else. There's no guarantees that I'm right. I'm just honest. All right? Everybody, I love you. I'm going to bow out for the day. Thank you so much for being here. Is that 1 hour bullish divvy on Solana? Somebody said. Nah, barely. Very slight. If anything, you had it here, though, and it didn't even play out. You had really strong bullish divergence here, and it was... Bullish divergence is only strong as the support of resistance. Like, now you have resistance at 171. You get back above 171, okay, you're in a good shape. You don't, this thing could go lower. It's a little bit of bullish divvy there, but it didn't play out too well already. The moving averages are spreading out. Look at this. That's so strange, though, too. The 200 out, like, Usually the 200 is melting down with you. That's very strange. A very strange setup. And like you took an Adam and Eve and collapsed out the right side of it. I never seen anything like it. I never seen anything like it. The V-shape recovery. Yeah. Yep. So you got to do what makes you happy, man. It did. Trump coin did start this insane nonsense. Yeah. Someone said Toshi's still a mullet maker on the daily. And I'm usually the guy that says, you know, buy the lows. These are the greatest prices. They got me shook from buying lows at this point. I bought enough lows. I'm done doing that. Like, they taught me these dips weren't for buying anymore. You know, I've been... Every time you bite a dog and it bites you, man, by the 10th time, you're going to stop petting that dog, right? Toshi looks horrible. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. Anyway. What's the site you use for finding rugs? I use two sites. Anti-Rug for Solana coins and Token Sniffer when it comes to finding coins of like on Ethereum. All right. Token Sniffer and Anti-Rug. All right. There's Token Sniffer right here. So you want Token Sniffer, Anti-Rug. I keep them together. Should have them right next to each other here. Yeah. And I put the contract address. Tells me the health of the contract. All right, everybody, I love you. I'll be back later on tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, but may God bless you. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe to the channel. On our way to 100,000 subscribers. Of course, they're going to make it so hard for me, and they're going to crush the market right when I'm about to hit 100K, and they're going to make it trying, but that's my life, man. Nothing's ever been easy for me, and I don't expect it to be easy. I expect it to be the hardest month of my life this month, so especially with Ramadan coming on, I'm going to fast and go through these tough times, and I'm going to pray to God for help and humbleness. We've had a lot of success the last 2 years, everyone. We've seen a lot of wins. You guys see me call a lot of pumps to the upside. We got it to 100K, all-time highs. We've been at major highs euphorically. Altcoins have pumped. We've been at pretty good places. And so, you know, what goes up must come down. These are the ups and downs of life. Nothing is up forever. Nothing is down forever. I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow for another beautiful live stream. I'll be back in the group in about an hour. I just need some time off for my eyes and to meditate for a second. I see you all tomorrow. God bless. Yeah. May Allah bless you and your family, brother. Love you, and amen. God bless you. Thank you for sharing your most valuable asset with us. Amen. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you so much for jumping on in. I appreciate each and every one of you for being absolutely amazing. All right. And these are great opportunities for Bitcoin on the low for me personally. If we can get these low prices for Bitcoin, I'm excited. Remember, you are the secret to success. It's you.